Welcome to today's video where we take a trip down memory lane to look at the life and career of one of the most beautiful women to ever grace our screens. We are talking about the late, great Tanya Roberts. If you grew up in the 70s, 80s, or even the late 90s, you know exactly who she is. From being a fierce detective to a stunning Bond girl, and finally the neighborhood mom everyone had a crush on, Tanya was a true icon. But today, we are focusing on a side of her career that many people found shocking. We are looking at those rare and bold bikini photos that sparked a massive wave of outrage across the world. Some people said they were too bold even for adults, while others thought they were pieces of art. Make sure you stay with us until the very end of the video because we have tracked down the specific photo that was actually censored in several countries, and you will not believe how incredible she looks in it. Tanya Roberts was born to be a star. She started her journey as a model in New York City, and it didn't take long for the world to notice her. With her piercing blue eyes and her wild, dark hair, she had a look that was unlike anyone else at the time. She wasn't just a pretty face, she had a presence that demanded attention. This led her to Hollywood, where she landed one of the biggest roles on television as one of Charlie's Angels. This was her first real taste of global fame, and it set the stage for everything that was to come. Even back then, people were talking about her outfits and her natural beauty. She had a way of wearing simple clothes that made them look like high fashion. But as her career moved forward, she began to take bigger risks with her image, and that is where the controversy started. The era of the 80s was a time of big hair, bold fashion, and even bolder personalities. Tanya fit right into this world. When she was cast as a Bond girl in the movie A View to a Kill, she became an instant sensation. Being a Bond girl comes with a lot of expectations. You have to be smart, tough, and, of course, incredibly attractive. Tanya checked all of those boxes. Her scenes on the beach and in Glamorous Evening Wear are still talked about today. However, it was her work outside of the Bond franchise that really started to push the boundaries. She began doing photo shoots for magazines and movies that showed a lot more skin than people were used to seeing from a mainstream TV star. This transition from a girl next door to a global bombshell was not something everyone was ready for. One of the most talked about moments in her career came when she starred in the movie Sheena. In this film, Tanya played a powerful woman living in the wild, and her costumes were very minimal. Because the movie was aimed at a broad audience, many parents were outraged by how much of Tanya was on display. The promotional photos for the movie featured her in tiny animal print bikinis and outfits made of natural materials that left very little to the imagination. These images were everywhere, on posters, in magazines, and on billboards. For many people in the 80s, this was considered too bold. There were debates about whether these images were appropriate for public display, and some groups even tried to have the posters taken down. This only made Tanya more famous, as everyone wanted to see what the fuss was about. But why did these photos spark such an outrage? To understand that, you have to look at how society viewed women in the media at that time. While there were many beautiful women on TV, Tanya was one of the first to truly embrace her sensuality in a way that felt powerful and unapologetic. She wasn't just posing, she was owning her beauty. This was threatening to some people who preferred women to be more conservative. The boldness that people complained about was actually just Tanya being confident in her own body. When you look at those bikini photos today, they might seem tame compared to what we see on social media now, but back then, they were revolutionary. They broke the rules of what a female lead was supposed to look like. As we move through her career, we see that Tanya didn't let the criticism stop her. In fact, she leaned into it. She continued to do high-profile modeling shoots that showcased her incredible physique. She was a woman who spent a lot of time staying fit, and she wanted to show off the results of her hard work. Her fitness routine was legendary, often involving long hikes and intense workouts that kept her in peak condition well into her later years. This dedication is visible in every single beach photo she ever took. Her toned stomach, long legs, and glowing skin were the envy of millions. Even as she moved into her 40s and 50s, she maintained a look that many women half her age would dream of having. If you are still watching, thank you for being here. We are just getting started with the most interesting parts of Tanya's story. We have a lot more to cover, including her time on one of the most famous sitcoms of all time, so keep watching to see how her style changed as she got older. You won't want to miss the final reveal at the end of the video, where we show the photo that almost ended her career because it was considered so scandalous at the time. After the whirlwind of the 80s, Tanya found a whole new generation of fans when she joined the cast of that 70s show. Playing the character of Midge Pinciotti, she was the mother of Donna and the neighbor who made all the teenage boys in the show lose their minds. What was so interesting about this role was how it played on her real-life reputation. The show constantly made jokes about how beautiful and distracting she was. Even though she was playing a mother, the writers made sure she wore outfits that highlighted her famous curves. She often wore tight tops and high-waisted jeans that reminded everyone why she was such a superstar in the first place. This role proved that she still had that it factor, even decades after her start in the industry. The outrage followed her here as well, though in a different way. Some viewers felt that her character was too focused on her looks, but Tanya played the role with such charm and humor that most people couldn't help but love her. She brought a sense of lightness and fun to the show that was truly special. It was during this time that older photos of her began to resurface on the early internet. New fans were discovering her Bond girl days and her bold modeling work from the 80s. Once again, the photos went viral. People couldn't believe that the woman playing the sweet, slightly airhead mom on TV was the same woman who had caused such a stir in those tiny bikinis years before. Throughout her life, Tanya remained very private about her personal feelings regarding the controversy. She rarely spoke out against the people who criticized her outfits. Instead, she let her work speak for itself. She seemed to understand that being a public figure meant that people would always have an opinion on what you wore and how you looked. She chose to focus on her craft and her love for her family and her pets. She was a huge animal lover, often putting her career on hold to take care of her dogs. This side of her was a stark contrast to the bold and daring image the media often painted of her. It showed that she was a deeply kind and grounded person who just happened to be incredibly beautiful. Let's talk about her style evolution. In the beginning, Tanya's look was very much about the natural beauty. She wore very little makeup and let her hair flow naturally. As she became a bigger star, her look became more polished. She started wearing more designer clothes and bold jewelry. But she always returned to her favorite look, the beach style. Tanya was a California girl at heart, and she looked most comfortable when she was near the water. Her collection of swimwear was massive, ranging from classic one-pieces to the daring bikinis that caused all the trouble. She knew how to pick colors that made her eyes pop and cuts that flattered her athletic frame. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through the life of Tanya Roberts. We hope this video gave you a better understanding of why she was such a significant figure in entertainment history. She was more than just a beautiful woman in a bikini, she was a talented actress, a fitness pioneer, and a woman of great strength. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, please hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments. Did you think her photos were too bold, or do you think the outrage was unnecessary? We love hearing your opinions. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update on your favorite stars. We have many more stories to share with you, and we can't wait to see you in the next video. Stay tuned for more, and as always, thank you for watching until the very end.